Good day, McVeigh, and happy Friday. Good morning, boys and girls. Please stand to honor our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Boys and girls, you may be seated. Okay, wow, what an exciting week we are having here. Field day was super duper cool yesterday, so cool. I'm still wearing my shirt. But you'll see me in the hallway in a little while in my May Madness shirt. We're finishing that out today. Can't wait for the raffles later on. First, let's get to our birthday book. So we have a 3-day weekend. It's Memorial Day on Monday. So for today, happy birthday to Colin Buckley in our 2nd grade, Michelle Etram in our 5th grade, Michaela Hutton in our 4th grade, and Alexandra Klin in our kindergarten. Tomorrow, happy birthday to Miss Arnone. On Sunday, happy birthday to Sophia Manis in our 1st grade, Olivia Manis in our 1st grade, and Anora Sarkar in our 1st grade. And then Monday, happy birthday to Maria Campagnolo in our 3rd grade and Elise Lopez in our 2nd grade. Friends, lunch today is pizzeria-style pizza, egg chef salad. We have our typical grilled cheese or bagel lunch. Now, we have so much to do today on the morning announcements, but first let me tell you, we have a special edition of the morning announcements. It'll be the afternoon announcements today at 2:30. Yep, 2:30 we're going to air the finals of our basketball shooting. And this morning you'll see what leads up to that, but we'll have our finals live on our YouTube channel at 2:30. Then at 2:35 we're going to have our raffle drawings. I can't wait for that. This morning is the last time you get a chance to purchase the raffles. Okay, let's get to our culture characters. Therefore, this is what we had yesterday. I love sports and football and basketball. I like dogs and especially huskies. I am very funny. Who am I? This is Bob. Bob, you are very funny. You make me laugh. And this one, I like donuts, cooking, arts and science, reading, music, and cupcakes. Who am I? This was Layla in our 2nd grade. And then we had, I love football, art, music. I have a brother and a sister. My favorite subject is math. I'm Italian and German. I like to swim, and I have glasses. Who am I? This is Howie Waltman. Well done, Howie. Now, for today, 3 more. Here we are. I love McVeigh, and I am a girl. I've been on the Get Smart show, and I have a dog named Rocky. Who am I? I'm not sure if I aired this one before. I think I may have, but I wanted to make sure I did it again just in case. Here's another one. My family is from Bangladesh. I was born in America. I love cats and penguins. I also love reading, and my favorite color is blue. Who am I? And lastly, we had this one. I am half Dominican and half American. I love reading and writing, learning about animals. I love the color blue, and my favorite flower is a tulip. Who am I? Okay, can't wait to see if you can guess who they are. Now, for our Get Smart project today, we're going to go to, which one has been done super well. This is Emily Lim, it's Pisano's class. Check out all the work Emily did. Not only did she give us an illustration of a blue whale, but she's also given us an illustration of where they live, and that would be in the Pacific Ocean. She has some super cool facts about the blue whale. For example, did you know that the blue whale has a tongue so large that 50 people could fit on it if they were standing up? How about that they can live to be about 80 years old? Whew, that's an old whale. Their babies are called, I think we know this one because we learned this about other whales, calves, yes. And they eat millions and millions of small krill every day. And they gulp the water through their mouth, and the water the krill get filtered in, the water comes back out through their teeth, and the krill stay inside, kind of like a strainer, if you have ever used a strainer when you're cooking. And let's see. They often travel in pairs, and that's an important piece here too. We don't hear that about other large sea mammals, but anyhow, that's how it goes for blue whales. Well done. Thank you, Emily. Now, you may have noticed that yesterday I did not give you country because we had field day, and I knew people had to get outside, and I had to get the morning announcements to go a little bit faster. So I am going to touch base on two countries today. One is the smallest country in Africa. And the reason I just wanted to touch on this quickly is because it's a very unique country. It's a country inside a country. And I just wanted to talk a little bit. It's called Eswatini. It's this little purple dot right there inside this big country, which is the one we're going to talk about today. That's why we're doing them both today. So it used to be called Swaziland, but it's a little tiny country inside the larger country, South Africa. So it's landlocked. We learn what that means. It doesn't border on the sea. But it's what we would call a monarchy. So they actually have a king that rules that country, and it's by something called a decree. Now, most places have some kind of legislature or senate or group of people that help in the governing of the country. Well, for example, like there's parliament where there's a queen in England, but in this country, the king makes all the decisions. Doesn't really have anybody else that gives some ideas or opinions. And that's why it's called an absolute monarchy. And another interesting piece of that is that of this country is that they are very, very into dancing, and they have two capital cities. Such a small place, two capital cities. Here is the flag. You'll notice some of the typical colors of Africa, and it's the red is for the people and what they fought for. The blue is for peace and stability, and the yellow is for their resources. Guess what kind of resources they have? We learned a lot about this in Africa, and if you think gold, you're right. And then the middle is the shield of the country. And the other country I wanted to just share with you today is South Africa. And the reason why we're doing South Africa as the last country, it is the southernmost country in Africa, but it's also a country that leads us right into North America and the United States. So South Africa is a country that for many years had great difficulties with accepting all the cultures in the country. And so but they have since, on July 4th, like our July 4th, they have a special holiday on September 24th to celebrate their independence from that government that did not accept most people. And now South Africa is known for a president, Nelson Mandela. And this is one of the images that you will see if you go to South Africa. And what you see here are the children standing just like Nelson Mandela to show how South Africa welcomes all people with open arms in their democratic country now, which took a very long time for them to develop. And he stands for forgiveness for all the things that happened in the past. It's also the place, it's called the Cradle of Humankind. We talked about this, where we think the first humans lived many, 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 many millions of years ago. They're famous for their platinum, which is even more valuable than gold. and macadamia nuts if you enjoy eating those. It is also the place where the first heart transplant took place. So if you know somebody who's had a heart transplant, and in fact, I know somebody, then, in fact, there's somebody in our school who knows somebody very well who's had a heart transplant. Anyhow, that's where we learned about how to do that. And how about this? They have some of the best drinking water in the whole world. Now, the flag of South Africa, take a look, is supposed to look optimistic. And that's what this Y is. So this is how the nations came together to create the new South Africa. So the green is for the farms and the land, the natural environment, and the gold is for the gold. The black is for the people of South Africa. And the white is for the other people. So the initial problem was between people who had black skin and white skin. And now they've come together. And that's how Nelson Mandela, really became somebody that the world looked up to. How he had a message of peace. So, anyhow, this is a lead-in for our country in North America, E pluribus unum, out of many one. And we'll be getting into that starting Tuesday. So we hope you enjoyed your visit to Africa, and I'd like to leave you with a few images of some of the places we visited. So, for example, here is a picture of a safari in Namibia. We learned about the Namib Desert. And moving along, here's Ghana. And we learned that in Ghana, that one of the industries that's very important is fishing from that wonderful lake. And you can see some of the people of Ghana fishing. And if we keep moving, this is Rwanda. Now, Rwanda, we didn't go there, but they've had a lot of difficulties in their country. But now they're really trying to fix things. And here are some students in Rwanda learning. And if you take a look really close, you can see the English alphabet on the wall. And if you look at the blackboard super close, you can see that there are drawings that it looks like the teacher made. And really what they are, they're items that have the English word for them. And then finally, one of the places where we definitely learned about, we saw a rain school. Here's some students from Chad. They're actually, you can't see it very well, but they're in an art class. And they're learning how to draw, and their school is a tent. So wow, we learned a lot when we visited Africa, and I can't wait to go to some of the states in the United States with you. So before we end our show today, we are going to now see some of what happened in the basketball shooting to lead up to our championships. So we had a shoot-off between Miss Andreu and Miss Newman. So here's Miss Andreu, and you can see she's sinking lots of baskets. She did a great job as usual. She is our reigning champion. So there she goes. And you can see she's making great progress. Well, she did. She was up against Miss Newman. Here's Miss Newman, who was a great sport and came in early from her other school to get the shooting in. Did her very best. But Miss Andreu just squeaked it out. All right. Then it was Miss Andreu versus Miss Kayla. And again, some of you may have seen this one. Miss Andreu was on fire. She was getting in the groove.
Heads up. Heads up. Heads up. Heads up.
And she kept going. Then it was Miss Kayla's turn.
Heads up.
She had a hot start.
Heads up. Heads up. Heads up.
But ultimately, it was Miss Andreu who squeaked it out. So she moved on to the semifinals, and we will see those at 2:30. Then it was Mr. Leonardi versus Mr. Rose. It was Mr. Leonardi. Here he goes.
Heads up. 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 Focus. Okay. There you go. Heads up.
All right. So then it was Mr. Rose. Mr. Rose had to beat 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh. 9. All right. So Mr. Rose moved on. He got 13 that round. So we have 3 rounds to go. Miss Andreu versus Mr. Rose, and then the winner of that versus Mr. Triunfo for the championships. We'll see that at 2:30. Oh, I did get several students to ask me if they could see the shot of the ball being kicked into the net by Mr. Schmidt. So Mr. Minerva created a quick recap of that. So here it goes. Watch carefully. This is called a rainbow in soccer. So here it goes. Wow. Okay. So this afternoon, we will have our championships and drawing. Now it's time for a mighty kind moment of the day. We'll get a drum roll. Dun, dun, dun. So our mighty kind moment of the day is going out to Natalia Camargo and Ian in Miss Breedy's class, because when we were done with field day yesterday, rather than going over and getting their ices, they actually cleaned up and waited and cleaned up more and helped out. Then they got their ices, and it was reported to me. So hats off for doing something that, again, giving of yourself for others. They could have run over. I'm sure they were hot and wanted to get ice as well. They did eventually get ice, but they put others before themselves. So they helped out before taking care of themselves. And that was super duper mighty kind. And we do that. Why? Because we're mighty minds. Not only that, mighty kind, mighty minds, and everyday boys and girls. It's a great day to get smart and be kind to both each other and the earth. Let's have a wonderful day.